President, I rise today to share a resolution of support for the Pledge of Allegiance as an expression of patriotism and to honor the 246th anniversary of the creation of our United States flag. Today, we celebrate Flag Day. As we pause to recognize all that our flag represents, let us also honor those who have sacrificed everything to defend it. In 2002, Senator Tom Daschle raised a similar resolution with unanimous support from the Senate. It passed on the floor uneventfully. Today, I ask this body to reaffirm our support of the Pledge of Allegiance. I rise today also to honor a Hoosier who understood the innate value of the Pledge of Allegiance to our civic education. In 1969, Red Skelton, the American entertainer who was well known for his program, The Red Skelton Hour, wrote a speech on the importance of the pledge. Reflecting on his time in Vincennes, Indiana, not many miles from where I was born and raised in Jasper, he spoke about the values instilled in the students by one of his high school teachers. After the performance of the speech, CBS received 200,000 requests for copies. The speech would go on to be sold as a single by Columbia Records and performed at the White House for President Nixon. To honor Mr. Skelton's memory and the importance of the pledge, I will recite this speech today on the Senate floor in the words of Mr. Red Skelton, as applicable today as it was many years ago. When I was a small boy in Vincennes, Indiana, I heard, I think, one of the most outstanding speeches ever heard in my life. I think it compares with the Sermon on the Mount, Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, and Socrates' speech to the students. We had just finished reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, and Mr. Laswell, the principal of Vincennes High School, called us all together. He says, "Boys and girls, I've been listening to you recite the Pledge of Allegiance all semester, and it seems that it has become monotonous to you. Or could it be you do not understand the meaning of each word? If I may, I would like to recite the pledge and give you a definition of each word. I, me, an individual, committee of one, pledge, dedicate all of my worldly good to give without self-pity. Allegiance, my love and my devotion. To the flag, our standard, Old Glory, a symbol of courage, and wherever she waves, there is respect because your loyalty has given her a dignity that shouts, freedom is everybody's job. Of the united, and that means we have all come together. States, individual communities that have united into 48 great states, 48 individual communities with pride and dignity and purpose, all divided by imaginary boundaries, yet united to a common cause, and that's love of country. And of course, 48 states dates when that was done. Of America, and to the republic, a sovereign state in which power is invested into the representatives chosen by the people to govern, and the government is the people, and it's from the people to the leaders, not from the leaders to the people, for which it stands, one nation, meaning so blessed by God, under God, indivisible, incapable of being divided, with liberty, which is freedom, the right of power for one to live his own life without fears, threats, or any sort of retaliation. And justice, the principle and qualities of dealing fairly with others. For all, that means, boys and girls, it's as much your country as it is mine. Afterwards, Mr. Laswell asked his students to recite the Pledge of Allegiance all together with newfound appreciation for the words. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call upon the United States Senate to recommit to the meaning of these words. This is why today, on National Flag Day, I am requesting unanimous consent from my colleagues that my resolution expressing support of the Pledge of Allegiance is passed. Mr. President, as if in legislative session, I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the consideration of S-Res 252, which is at the desk.
The clerk will report.
S-Res 252, celebrating the 246th anniversary of the creation of the flag of the United States and expressing support for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Is there objection to proceeding to the measure? Without objection, the Senate will proceed.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent the resolution be agreed to, the preamble be agreed to, and that the motions to reconsider be considered, made and laid upon the table with no intervened action or debate.
Without objection.
I yield the floor.